All right, no más casi. Next up, we have 3 generations that joined us on the walk for our grandchildren. The Seiler family. We have a retired Baptist minister, Mahan Seiler, his son, Mark Seiler, and his granddaughter, Lee Seiler. And they are going to come up here and tell us the significance of why they walked together as a family.
I'm Mahan Seiler from Nashville, North Carolina.
Hey, hold it to your mouth.
Right here? All right. When I heard about Steve Norris's dream, which got to be 70, to capture the grandparent power for future generations for a livable earth, I said, sign me up. And I turned to Lee, our 6th grandchild, and I said, Lee, if you'll do it, I'll do it. She talked to her dad, Mark, and mother, and here we are, Lee and Mark and myself.
My name is Lee, and I'm 11 years old, and I'm here with my dad and my grandfather. Woo! It's an honor to be the youngest person to be walking our grandchildren and walking with my grandfather through the old operation. I live in Asheville, North Carolina, surrounded by the Blue Mountains. I am here so that I feel that it's my responsibility as a younger person to stand up for what I think is right. Because the decisions that are being made right now are the ones that are going to affect me, my children, and my grandchildren. And not only them, but all the children of the future. I have always loved being outside and spending the days running around, playing in the wonderful world that we live in. I wish that every person could have that, and I think every person should. We don't realize or recognize all of the things that we are doing on the earth every day. There are studies that show that we would need 7 Earths to safely maintain our lifestyle. We all need to find a way to share and maintain one. Already losing their homes to rising waters and mountaintop removal. This is our reality. This is not scientific theory anymore. This is the truth. It's hard for me to open my eyes to all of the things that are happening around the world, but it's time for me to. It's time for all of us to stand up for our future because it matters, and this planet matters. I hope that you will join me.
And see what happens when great love and great courage come together. The world changes for the good. And we can look at this march and we can see what happens when great love and great courage come together. We are all walking with thousands and millions of other people around the world today. Today are my brothers and sisters in Cuba who have been ravaged by hurricanes caused by global warming in the last 4 or 5 years. With them in mind and all those around the world most affected by these changes, most vulnerable, I want to share with you a brief song that they, my brothers and sisters in Cuba, have given me. A song for us to sing in this movement. Please repeat these words after me. Danos un corazón.
Danos un corazón.
Danos un corazón grande para amar. Danos un corazón fuerte para luchar. Danos un corazón grande para amar. Danos un corazón fuerte para luchar. Once more. Danos un corazón grande para amar. Danos un corazón fuerte para luchar. Give us a heart large for love. Give us a heart strong for the struggle. Thank you.
Thank you to the Silo family. Next up we have the executive director and founder of the Chesapeake Climate Action Network, Mike Tidwell. I first saw his speech at the very first scholarship that ever happened. It was in College
I grew
Park,
up in
Maryland,
Asheville in the
at University
50s,
of
way
Maryland
back
campus.
when.
And I didn't know who
A good
Mike
friend
Tidwell
of mine
was, and
down
I
in
didn't know a lot about
Black
the
Mountain,
movement,
about your
but
age,
man, he
covered
really
with
put me on my
tattoos,
feet.
is
Mike
one of the
Tidwell
people who was leading the
started the oldest
protest
now
against that
grassroots organizing and policy environmental nonprofit in the
mutated
DC,
trees
Maryland, and
that
Virginia
conference in
area.
Asheville.
And they were a pretty powerhouse team. So let's hear what Mike has to say. Thank you.
Yeah, I have another friend who's deeply
You guys look
involved in
fantastic.
immigration,
I just want to say
in
that I
Asheville. Sam and
walked
Jen
every
Bingham. I
foot
don't know if you would have
from
been
Camp
there.
David to the
Great
White
place.
House.
Telling me that looks like I'm going to end
So
up moving
I'm
back
too
there.
tired
so
to
who
speak.
knows?
Thank you. You know, I just want to say I made this walk in honor of my son, Sasha Tidwell, who is 16 years old. He's a curveball throwing, Eagle Scout, skateboarder, trout fisherman, and a kid who won't clean up his room, and he's my best friend. And I want him to have the joy of having a child himself, and I want to see that grandchild grow in a beautiful, healthy planet. So I made this walk for our grandchildren, for him and his child. But you know, they say in battle that ultimately you're fighting for the person next to you. And man, we started at Camp David a week ago yesterday, and it was hot, and it was a struggle. And I want to say that ultimately I made this walk for the 24 or so other people who started at Camp David. And I want to say I am going to keep and cherish this roll of duct tape that we used on our feet for almost every mile. Literally wrapped our feet in duct tape. And I will keep this and treasure it. Because if there was ever a symbol for the climate movement, it's this duct tape right here. And so I want to honor those who started at Camp David. I want to read the names: Steve and Kendall, Bill and Herb, Lily, David, Jim and Jim, Alex, who can forget Alex? Mark, Roseanne, Greg and Anna, Jerry, Ted, Bob, Deborah, Liz, Catherine, Ping, Roger, Jody and Dave, and Michael. Thank you very much. We made the entire walk from Camp David to the White House to stop the tar sands pipeline because we know we cannot use duct tape to fix a broken planet. We have to work. We have to walk. We have to work together. And I want to say, if you live in Maryland, Virginia, D.C., if you haven't already been pestered by a CCAM volunteer with a postcard, get on our email list, get involved, look for someone with a postcard. Leslie, raise your hand right there. So I want to say, a week ago yesterday, we started out, and it seemed like the White House was a long, long way away. It was hot as hot can be. It was over 100 degrees heat index. And man, it was hard to imagine that we would ever get here to the White House. But we did it step by step. And so I just want to say, you know, we took that first step That's what it took. We tried to keep out of our minds that we were walking 100 miles in a heat wave. Just took that first step, and then we took another. And then we sang, and we took another step. And then we got stung by bees, and it rained on us. And then we took another step. And we had rallies, and we sang some more. Repeat after me. And we took another step. And our feet got blistered and bruised.
And we took another step.
And we camped, and we got up every morning and did it again.
And we took another step.
And our packs got heavy, and our feet got more blistered.
And we took another step.
And we camped in a Civil War battlefield, and we walked on the Appalachian Trail.
And we took another step.
And then we got to the Whitehouse.
And we took another step.
And before we got to the Whitehouse, we got arrested.
And we took another step.
And we're going to stop Keystone XL because
We took another step.
stop the pipeline. Alright, just a quick note, for those that can't hear, there's some space over here on this side. We'd really appreciate it if people would just kind of cram in to accommodate our sound system. Thank you. Next up, we have an incredibly talented spoken word poet brought to us as a DC native and as a member of the Hip Hop Caucus. And those of you who are not familiar with the Hip Hop Caucus, doing amazing work on environmental justice, reaching out to communities. He goes by the name of Tone, so let's give it up for Tone.
So when I say climate, y'all say change. Climate,
Change.
Climate,
Change.
Now see, I can see the world melting, dreams dissolving, and our kids' future evaporating. And to be honest, I'm kind of scared of losing patience. Like how civilization can destroy.
Closer.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So we're going to start over.
Yeah.
When I say climate, y'all say change. Climate,
Change.
Climate,
Change.
Now I see the world melting, dreams dissolving, and our kids' future evaporating. And to be honest, I'm kind of scared of losing patience. Like how civilization can destroy something that God created. But here today we stand making a statement. Like, dear Mr. President, now is the time for the preservation. This message is clear, and I know you see the danger that we're facing. But wait, I heard that tomorrow is the day. So why is the future now? We here, and the new hope is found. And we can move forward with our head above water and fossil fuels in the ground. So when I say change, y'all say, when I say climate, y'all say change. Climate,
Change.
Climate,
Change.
Now see, that's the voice of a nation. And we say pure energy so we can save the world for our future generation. So last time when I say climate, y'all say change. Climate,
Change.
Climate,
Change.
Love, peace, and happiness and clear air.
Next up we have maybe our speaker that has come from the farthest away. He goes by the name of Brian Paras, and he is joining us from a group called Whitehouse, Texas Environmental Justice Advocacy Service. He's the youth coordinator for Whitehouse, and he is also the managing advisor for the Gulf Coast Fund. Right now he's working very closely with the community in Manchester, which is in East Houston, where basically the tar sands will come down the pipeline to be refined. And this area is not new at all to the misery of living near the refineries. They're completely maxed out on their capacity. It's a huge public health nightmare. There's been a lot of coverage of it, and we're very, very happy that he could come all the way from Texas to join us today. So please welcome Brian Paras.
So I can tweet this. Hold on. All right, thank y'all. My name is Brian Parras, a.k.a. Libro Traficante, High-Tech Aztec. I love you. The poet over here, I love you, man. I actually work with another group that smuggles books. And we smuggle books to Arizona. I'll tell you that story another time. But Texas is sort of ground zero for the environmental justice movement, at least according to me. And I have to tell you, we've got a lot of problems. My colleagues in Houston today are celebrating a man called Gus Garcia, who won a pivotal case at the Supreme Court that showed and proved and protected Mexican Americans for the federal government. And I say that because the communities that we fight for are protected communities. And yet we see time and time again more oil, more gas being refined in our communities of East Houston. And I want to thank you all for coming here and for all of those that walked and for the 54 that got arrested and for the poet that I met last night that gave his shirt off his back literally to a perfect stranger. And to the two husbands who promised their wives they would only be in jail for a few hours but got out at 2 in the morning. They were first in and last out. Thank you all, because in Houston and in Texas, it is really upsetting to see that all of these industries think so little of us. And I'm encouraged when I see individuals and groups and people like yourself, and grandmothers and grandfathers and grandchildren stand up and take this seriously. And I know that when we beat this pipeline, you're going to come and stand with us because we still have a lot of work to do. Are you with me? Yeah! Thank you!
Thank you so much, Brian. All right, next up we have John Friedrich. John is from South Lake Tahoe. Oh, so you're coming from further. I'm sorry. We have a Californian. Go ahead. He has a 7-year-old daughter named Rosie who inspires his work with a new organization called Climate Parents, which is working to build a national movement of parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles fighting carbon pollution and advancing solutions. While living and working in D.C. in 2000, John helped organize a direct action at the U.S. Capitol Rotunda, highlighting the role of big money and blocking meaningful environmental protections from being adopted. John, Bill McKibben, Granny D, and 30 others were arrested while Granny D read the Constitution. John walked with Granny D on the final leg of her cross-country trek for campaign finance reform and is grateful to be joining the climate marches today. Let's give it up for John.
Go, John!
All right, great to be here. Came away to be here, and hopefully my actions will offset the cost of my getting here. I want to first thank you to all the marchers. Thank you to those who got arrested for the sake of all the children, including my daughter Rosie, 7 years old, who inspires my work. To Anna Grace here in the front row, with Joe Uline, who's a founding member of Climate Parents. It's so inspiring. We have, like we said, we're working to build a movement of parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles all over the country, determined to turn the tide of climate change for all the kids. And we asked the folks around the country who are following you this week to write in support of the demand for President Obama to reject Keystone, to take bold action on climate change, and including, I wanted to share a few of their comments. This one was from Barb Powell in Rochester, Minnesota, who says, "Please do the right thing for our children and future generations. We only have one planet. There is nowhere else to go." Jessica in Louisville, Kentucky says, "When it comes to the future, sustainability and the Keystone XL pipeline are mutually exclusive." This is from Jessica in South Bend, Indiana. "Please don't make a choice based on short-term economic pressures. Our children and grandchildren should look back at this time with pride and not sorrow, recognizing that we, the people, and you, our elected leader, made a choice for them." This was from Janet in Costa Mesa, California. "It is our children's need for safe, normal futures versus a few insatiable billionaires' demands for more and more wealth. It should be the easiest decision a president ever has to make I urge you, no XL pipeline. This is from Dave Pitzker in Standardsville, Virginia. I have thought about these walkers every day. I am with them in spirit. We must do more to halt climate change. President Obama, reject the Keystone Pipeline and make that a benchmark for the clean, renewable energy future. Protect our children. We've got your back, marchers. Way to go. Julie Bissinger from Brooklyn just said, you go grandparents. And I would say, you go parents, you go aunts, you go uncles. And let's all go and get President Obama to go with us. Let's keep pushing. Turn this thing around if we have to. Thank you.
From the parents, we're going to hear from the kids. I'm the most excited about this section of the program, I think, because we have representatives from I Matter. So we can all the youth representatives come up here, please.
Can I get in the picture? Those are my grandkids.
Or reading a story or speaking. If you're holding the declaration or the posters, please come up here now. So I was wrong again. We have an amazing activist, a young leader here from Alaska. His name is Nelson. Nelson is organizing in his community where he has seen the impacts of climate change affecting the permafrost where his family lives, disappearing and disintegrating with every passing year. In his lifetime, he has seen, he's only 18 years old, he has seen the changing, the way that the face of where he's growing up changing vastly. So he's become a strong ally of I Matter, and I'm passing over the mic to him now.
Hey, Nelson! Way to go, Nelson!
Thank you for the introduction. My name is Nelson Connect. I am now 18 years old. I am from the village of Kipnik, Alaska. But due to climate change, we lost our home and my family had to move to Bethel, Alaska, which is not too far from Kipnik.
Louder!
Scream!
Scream. I've been involved with the I Matter Youth Council since 2011. I joined the federal lawsuit later that year, and I also got a petition against the state of Alaska. And thank you so much for being a part of this movement. It means so much to everybody here, especially those who already see and feel the evidence of climate change, such as those up in Alaska. There are over 200 villages that are affected with river erosion and flooding. And the flooding has started in the wintertime, causing the river to break up and those ice sheets coming into the villages. And many of the villages are right on sea level. So where do we go? And it's important I feel it's important for me to share this story, especially far up in Alaska, where we see climate change every day. And thank you for being a part of this story. I'm sharing my story with you. You're sharing your story with me.
Next up, we have Sarah Letts. Sarah is a 16-year-old member of the I Matter Youth Council from Atlanta, Georgia. She's attending a semester school in North Carolina called the Outdoor Academy. After taking this environmental semester, she learned about the reality of climate crisis and felt called to work on it. She wants to be a part of a movement that overturns the corrupted system we live in and shape a future that lives as the future matters. So today Sarah will be sharing with us Jamie Lynn Butler's story.
Yeah. Yes, Sarah.
Hi, I'm here to share the story of Jamie Lynn Butler, an 11-year-old member of the I Matter Youth Council and plaintiff in Arizona, suing her government for a climate recovery plan. She was born in Arizona on the Navajo Reservation of the Bitterwater Clan, with maternal grandfathers of the Red House Clan and paternal grandfathers of the Towering House Clan. She is a Navajo hoop dancer and a basketball player. Her family had to move from their home on their tribal lands and give away her pet horse, Charlie, because of the increasing temperatures and drought in the area. The rainfall had become less and less every year, and their small family garden suffered. The droughts and increased temperatures may eliminate water that the entire community relies on. Jamie loves animals, including eagles, which fly around her house. She has kept an assortment of pets and was very sad when she had to give away her horse. She has written to President Obama once a month to ask for his help in things she felt were important, like polar bear survival and about the oil spill. She walked to the Navajo Nation capital when she was 9 years old in hopes of saving water rights for the Navajo people. In 2011, Jamie also filed a lawsuit against the state of Arizona as part of a nationwide legal campaign by youth based on the public trust doctrine. The trial court granted the government's motion to dismiss in one sentence without issuing an opinion in support of the decision. Jamie and her attorneys filed an appeal last July with the Arizona Court of Appeals. I am standing up here for Jamie and for all people affected by climate change. I'm standing up here because standing up here is something I can do, and I will do everything I can. Innocent people like Jamie are suffering every day because of climate change. We no longer have time to sit and argue about whether climate change is real. Now is the time to productively discuss what needs to be done and go do it. I'm standing here to let President Obama know that I won't let my future, and the futures of my own kids and grandkids, go down the drain. I am fortunate that my own community has not yet been affected by climate change in the way that Jamie's has, but I'm still living on this earth, and I know that it's the only earth we have.
The next member of the I Matter Youth, we have Abby Endy. I think that's Endy, sorry. Abby Endy. Abby is 12 years old, and she has been learning about climate change and its effects in 7th grade at Asheville Catholic School, and so she knew that she really wanted to make a difference. She has spoken out at public meetings against Duke Energy's continued burning of coal for power, and at Earth Day vigils. So she's decided to come to Washington, D.C. for a different platform, and we're happy to have her. Abby will be reading her I Have a Dream essay.
All right, Abby! Yay!
Hello, I am Abby Indy, and I am in 7th grade. Thank you for coming here to this rally for the Earth. I represent this generation, the people who will be most affected by the results of climate change. Global climate change is a huge problem that, if not prevented, can lead to serious damages to our Earth and the beings that live on it. This makes me very sad, and sometimes I feel that there is nothing I can do to stop climate change. But as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, knowing that somehow this situation can and will be changed, let us not wallow in the valley of despair. Even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. I have a dream that energy companies will make energy plants powered by the sun and wind. I have a dream that teachers will teach their students about climate change and how to save the planet. I have a dream that every house will be powered by solar energy. I have a dream that people will come before profit. I have a dream that President Obama will keep his promise to stop the Keystone Pipeline. I have a dream that everyone will believe that our planet is changing in negative ways. I have a dream that everyone will try their very hardest to make a difference in our world. If we all work together to take care of our beautiful planet, my dreams and our dreams can come true.
Alright, so now we're all going to share in a rendition of Paradise by John Prine, brought to you by the I Matter Youth and the Walk Youth. So are y'all gonna come up here?
Go ahead and say your introduction, maybe she could use the...
Yeah. Oh, you want to use this for your intro? All right. So we're going to be singing "Paradise" by John Pine. And if you know the song, please feel free to sing with us. We're singing this song because it talks about coal companies destroying the land. And I live in the Appalachian Mountains, where mountaintop removal is a big problem. And so this song rings true for me and many others. So please sing along.
Won't you take me down to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where paradise lay? Sorry, my son, but it's too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train is rolling away. Won't you take me down to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where paradise lay? Sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. Won't you take me down to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where paradise lay? Sorry, my son, it's too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train is hauling away.
Thank you so much. All right, so now we're going to have another performance brought to us by the Green Grannies. Make the way up here. Slowly but surely.
So good.
Coming through the crowd. Very agile.
Good. Thank you. Almost well done. Yeah. No, I think.
Thank you.
Hey, we're the Green Grannies from Asheville, North Carolina. Come with the chorus, sing along with us.
Sorry, the security threat. They didn't let us set up speakers. Yeah, because
The tar sands in the ground, the hole under mountain tops. Because we need clean air in our lungs and clean water in our cups. Yes, we can say no tar sands. The pipeline points to hell. And true homeland security is something you don't sell. We won't trade our children's birthright for a mess of tar. Like the climate livable and our coast right where they are. So leave the tar sands in the ground, the coal under mountain tops. We need clean air in our lungs and clean water in our cups.
yes.
President Obama, we helped put you where you are. Now don't you trade our children's birthright for a mess of tar.
song that people are gathering in huge groups all over Europe to sing. So take it home to your town. We sing it in Asheville every third Saturday in the town square. And here's how it goes. We need to wake up. We need to wise up. We need to open our eyes and do it now, now, now. We need to build a better future, and we need to start right now. On a planet that has a problem, we've got to solve it, get involved and do it now, now, now. We need to build a better future, and we need to start right now. Make it greener, make it greener, make it cleaner, make it cleaner, make it last, make it fast, and do it now, now, now. We need to build a better future, and we need to start right now. No point in waiting or hesitating. We must get wise and know our lives and do it now, now, now. We need to build a better future, and we need to start right now. We're on a planet that has a problem. We've got to solve it, get involved, and do it now, now, now. We need to build a better future, and we need to start right now. Make it greener, make it greener, make it cleaner, make it cleaner, make it fast, and do it now, now, now. We need to build a better future, and we need to start right now.
So much. So for those that maybe didn't hear earlier, or that's kind of no pun intended, we weren't allowed to set up a sound system because of the security threat earlier, and that's why we're going with the bullhorn. So I just wanted to reiterate that, and thank you for your cooperation and patience. Next up we have Grant and Garrett. Sarles, that's right. Grant and Garrett Sarles are going to come up and start the reading of the Declaration of Independence from fossil fuels.
Well, before we introduce the Declaration... All right, my name is Grant Sarles, and this is my twin brother, Garrett Sarles. We are both 17 years old, and we are from Harrisonburg, Virginia. It is nice to be here today with all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Before we introduce the Declaration of Fossil Fuels, we'd both like to share our story about walking with Walk for Our Grandchildren. Raise your hand if you were on the walk. I'd like to recognize all of you. Thank you for your story. Thank you for your stories along the way. The three grannies that you just heard, they sing those songs on the trail. We heard stories, we talked with people. Why we walked is to experience the creation that God has made, to see what the beauty of nature. Sharing stories with each other is just quite beautiful when you all have the intentions and the same passion. And it was just an amazing experience. It's almost indescribable. I'd also like to talk about the lawsuit that we're a part of. So, me and my brother Garrett are a part of the iMather Youth Council. We're plaintiffs in a federal atmospheric trust lawsuit against the U.S. federal government. 2 years ago, we filed a preliminary injunction in the U.S. District Courthouse in D.C., not too far from here. Shortly after the it was filed, the National Association of Manufacturers, also called NAM, intervenes to fight its codependents. Codependents. NAM's membership includes the entire fossil fuel industry. The Department of Justice and NAM petitioned the court to dismiss the case, and ultimately the judge did do that. He dismissed our case because he found it unconstitutional. Our lawsuit is asking an 8% reduction on carbon emissions per year. When we filed it, it was 6%. So every year we have a more at risk of ppms going higher. So after the lawsuit was dismissed in its original hearing, we filed the motion to reconsider, which was also denied. Last month, we filed to the Court of Appellate to appeal. So that's in the process, and we're waiting to hear from that. Because we believe, according to the public trust doctrine, the United States has an obligation as a sovereign to protect the atmosphere as well as the land and water. Because we have fantastic pro bono lawyers who believe in our future as much as we do, we will not give up this fight, and we will take this to the Supreme Court and beyond if we have to. We will take it to President Obama's desk if we have to. We don't want money, we don't want power, we don't want fame. What our lawsuit is asking, the 6% reduction, for climate recovery plans, we also want massive reforestation. It will take both of these things, according to Dr. James Hansen and his colleagues, to get to 350 ppm by the end of this century. We want the Obama administration to do what is necessary according to the science of Dr. James Hansen and his colleagues, who wrote the prescription and undergirded our lawsuit and wrote the criteria of the science behind our lawsuit. Anything less than this, anything less that Dr. James Hansen has prescribed to us is not enough. This means the president must say no to Keystone XL pipeline. No to fracking and no to mountaintop removal. Anything that hurts the earth and pollutes the atmosphere. He must say no. We applaud the president's recent announcements to combat climate change for future generations and promising to reduce carbon pollution from power plants. That is a one step for this whole entire environment revolution. The Whitehouse website on climate change states that President Obama believes we have a moral obligation to lead the fight against carbon pollution. And he is absolutely right. And as representing the youngest generation, we are here to hold him to his word. Yes. Thank you so much. We're going to switch. As Grant said, we are part of the Amateur Youth Council. Youth across the U.S. have filed lawsuits against the state governments for climate. Youth across the United States have filed lawsuits against the state governments for climate recovery plans. So we're not alone. We have marched in the streets in our communities. We have met with our representatives to take action. And over the past 3 years, over 40,000 youth have signed the Declaration of Youth of the United States of America